So, welcome, joy of conscious living. We are covering Sadhana Panchakam, 5 verses on sadhana. Sadhana means practice, regular practice with wisdom, and the goal is awaken to permanent peace and happiness. Awaken to heightened level of awareness where there is no stress, no duality, and no conflict, whether you sleep or you don't sleep, whether you are busy or free. That peace, that consciousness is not affected, dictated by the mind and the changes that is happening in the world. So before we go into these steps of sadhana, who is a seeker on the path? First thing, that his mind or her mind is not dictated by the world and its likes and dislikes. So it means the seeker prepares the mind how not to get affected. First, couple of points. The seeker shifts working of the mind from pleasure seeking, escaping from the pain, to the discovery of the permanent happiness. Mind says if you don't sleep, something will happen to you. Nothing is going to happen. Nothing. So the mind is constantly guided by the principles of wisdom. You start working on the opposites of the world. That makes you a seeker. You cannot change the world. There may be a profit, there may be a loss, there may be a likes, there may be a dislikes, and pain and the pleasure. Coronavirus, after a few months, there will be no coronavirus. Other challenges are still there. Another important point in the seeker is the humility. So how we translate that humility here? The seeker understands clearly whatever his mind knows about the world outside cannot help him to find the real self. So what happens to his intellect? He knows that he does not know anything. Why? Because the outer knowledge is not going to help him discover the real nature. One more point. Then it will make it clear to finalize the second step of the sadhana. A seeker is ready for examination in life at every moment, in every relationship, in every work. It's a professional, social, family life. And how to achieve that? You become a seeker by fourfold practices. At the same time, the teacher is also committed. What he is committed? He is committed to remove the ignorance. He is committed to remove the ignorance from the mind. Two parts of the teacher. Teacher also perceives the blockages in the seeker's mind and what is preventing him or her to succeed in meditation. Because if a seeker is aware of that, they will do it by themselves. So the teacher always, for the teacher, the seeker is the most important. Not his and her questions, not his and her challenges. So that builds up a tremendous, unique relationship. So now directly coming to the second step, sadhana means what? Sadhana means doing practice. No, but doing practice with wisdom. So there comes the sadhana. So you see, the sadhana means all the practices, roughly, loosely translated. All starts from the S. Seeker, the person who is ready to undergo the self-discovery. What is the goal? Sadhya. Sadhya means the goal. And what is the result? Siddha. So when any person follows all four S, he becomes sadhu. Sangeeta, that person becomes sadhu. You are sadhu. Everyone is sadhu. So sadhu in India is normally translated as a monk wearing orange colored cloth, big dots on the forehead. Have you seen? No. Who follows all the four aspects is a sadhu. Sadhu. We come back to Sadhana Panchakam. I'll repeat it again and again so that the things will become clear and clear in your head. So Sadhana Panchakam is a beautiful text. 5 verses, 40 steps. Every line has 2 steps. Every line, every verse, every couplet, we say shloka, are 4 liners. So 4 liners you have, or maybe you can say 2 liner, and every line has 2 steps. The first step we have heard, we have learned what is the importance of learning the principles of Eastern wisdom. Now, what is the goal of meditation? Is the knowledge of reality. What is the knowledge of reality? Our true nature. Now, if my mind and intellect do not discern clearly where is Arizona and where is LA, how can I start driving? Well, I'm giving the same example. Now, if my mind is not clear what is the goal of meditation, that is why we have to learn the principles of the Eastern, not only learning, but learning those principles which clears my mind. In the sadhana too, last week what we learned? Ignorance, motive, desire, action. This is the sequence. So we have to break that sequence. Instead of ignorance, there must be a right knowledge. So now I have a motive of earning money. No, there should be a right motive. Think over it. Be very clear. Can I give an example? You are doing a business and you get upset over an employee. What is your goal in the business? To earn money. Why you get upset? No, but this guy is not doing the work properly. But question is, your goal is to earn money. It comes from the wrong knowledge. So now, what the master guides in the same second step, can we classify different activities and different karma? Can we classify? So that we become aware, we become conscious, and whatever the action that we do in our daily life follows discernment, follows wisdom. So when those action follows wisdom, where is the problem of bringing any pain and the pleasure in any activity that we do? Where comes the challenge when your mind says, I'm very busy, fatigued and exhausted? See that, right knowledge. So I'm giving you one brief point of were brief ideas what type of karma we perform in our daily life. Can we classify? Yes, we can classify into different categories. So I'm not going very deep into it, but it will have these points. Can you become aware of involuntary and the voluntary karmas? Classify. Where to classify them? In your head. First, listening the principle, understanding it. The morning, the moment you wake up in the morning, am I doing involuntary karma or voluntary karma? You bring them in the field of awareness and see. Even if you do it one day, the first point, let me send a link again to what are the involuntary and voluntary karma? First classification, coming back. Now what our master says, that is the most important thing. What is the teaching says? What is the teaching of involuntary karma? You do it, there is no merit, there is no demerit. It is mandatory to do it. So keep your mind free from any kind of involuntary karma. The first classification. There is no sense of doership in involuntary karma. No, this is a voluntary karma I am speaking. But there is no sense of doership in involuntary karma like eating, drinking, going to the restroom, sleeping. We are eating food, but we don't say, no, let me digest the food now. I don't eat food to have a constipation or a diarrhea. It happens on its own. So there is no ego is associated with it. Understand that point. So locate all those involuntary karmas and say, remain relaxed. Constipation is okay, then I'll take care of it. So we build our ego. I have been eating like this, that is why I don't have it. I have been eating like this, that is why I have it. Keep your mind free. These are involuntary karmas. Don't attach any ego. There is no merit, there is no demerit. Means there is no sin. There is no sin, there is no virtue of doing this karma. Such karma do not generate any merit or demerit or impressions. Neither they create any attachment or detachment, nor is there any expectation. My mind should be very clear. Now what about the voluntary karma? In the voluntary karmas, these karmas generate merit and demerits and the impressions on my subconscious mind. So how to understand those karmas? Now you have to become more and more aware in your daily life. First category, happiness and sorrow associated with the motor organs. We have 5 motor organs. It leads to an experience, sensorial experiences. And those sensorial experiences leads to pleasure or pain, happiness and sorrow. I just become aware I'm sitting comfortably. Yes, that is more important than sitting on a 5,000 costly chair. See that? Are you understanding that point? So happiness and sorrow is associated with the motor organ, voluntary karma. Happiness and sorrow associated with the mind. No, I like the company of David. I don't like the company of Stephen. No, I like the... It is the mind is thinking. Why the mind is thinking? I'm creating lot of karmas. It will lead me to pain and the pleasure, likes and dislikes. Happiness and sorrow associated with the mind also causes the merit and demerit. So just think of it. You listen to this, classify, make a list. Voluntary karma, involuntary karma. Is the motive is attached? Am I unconscious? That is going to cause a problem. Third point is happiness and sorrow associated with my intellect. What I intellect? Person A is wonderful. Person B is crazy. I'm not willing to participate. Or any action at the level of the intellect. If our decisions are consistent with the decision of others, we derive happiness. And if they are contrary, we become unhappy. Look at this sadhu, Indian sadhu. Have you seen the show? See the Indian sadhu. You have no clothes on the upper part of the body. Do you have any clothes on the lower parts of the body?
Sorry.
No. I'm just asking you. No, I'm not saying anything. No, you can show. We have Naga sadhus. You see that Naga means totally naked. And every 10 or 12 years, they have a big festival. 20,000 Naga sadhu means totally naked sadhus take a dip in the Ganges river. It's a big festival. Every Indian does. No, it's okay. You can open your... Coming to the second category of karma. It is known as prescribed karma and prohibited karma. Categorize them. Prescribed karma. I had one beautiful woman who is earning almost 6 figures income in New York, who had a daughter, and she had been my student for a couple of months. Her daughter was going to college there, and this mother bought a car, a new car. After a month, that beautiful girl, cute girl, burnt the seat of the car with the smoking. So when I met this woman next time, she said, "This is too much. I will take car from her." I'm talking about prescribed karma. Understand that. That is very important in our daily life. And if we don't understand its significance, it causes undue stress. I will take car. I will stop paying her the school fees. I said, stop it. Take the car from her. Give it to me. How simple it is. Why to get upset? You have given the car. Now stop paying her the fees. Increase my weekly session payment. Can you do it? No, I cannot do it. She is totally afraid. So I said, you have given that much of money to your daughter. It is a socially prescribed karma. Only thing you should be doing is to take care of her mind. But in my opinion, as a mother, you have the resources. You must continue to pay because you have the resources. If you don't have the resources, stop. Raise your hand. I have raised my hand. In early days, 6-7 years, to my daughter, that I cannot pay that much. Go ahead. I am explaining you prescribed karma. They are mandatory to be done. But forget about any merit to be earned by their karma. I had a lot of complaints against my dad. You had a lot of complaints against your dad. Once you become dad, then you realize. So keep your mind free. You become your mother, you become mother, you become dad. Then you realize what is important. So our master says, you have a family, you are living a social life, you have the kids. You did not ask the kid, will I help you to be born in my family? It is your responsibility. But make sure that you are not going to earn any merit. Still you have to do it. Make it very clear. I told this beautiful woman that at least you cannot pay me. I want to know why you paid only to your girl, only to your daughter. Whatever she is doing is based on her own impressions. You do your own duty. That comes under the prescribed karma. The moment you escape these duties, we incur demerit. Understand two parts. You don't get any merit by doing these prescribed activities. You have a business, you are paying a minimum wage. The employee is not working, fine, you can bring them, counsel them, or at last you can say goodbye. How simple. Prescribed karma. But in cases of the family, we have to perform the right action. Right action. But don't take credit that I have paid your fees. What is the big deal? What is the big deal? Everyone does it. Animals do it. They don't take any credit. We have heard the stories. So very clear. Keep your mind clear. Here are my other resources as a parent, as an employer. So if you evade those activities, you will earn demerit. It will cause you stress and suffering. But if you do it, there is no merit. Forget about the merit. Forget about earning any credit. Taking care of the kids, member of the family, parents, no merit is gained. Remember this. Then there is a prohibited karma. What are the prohibited karma? It's a highway, I'm driving in the midnight, so let me drive exceeding the limit. Prohibited karma. Blame and complain. I'm living as a family. I have accepted this human being as my spouse, as my friend. What is prohibited? No blame, complain, and reaction. Explain it. Explain everything. I should be open in my relationship. I should spell out. I should speak out. But minus blame, complaint, reaction, that is known as prohibited karma. If you perform prohibited karma, if I live my life with the actions which is prohibited, what is the result? I earn demerit. See that? I simply earn demerit. Are you understanding that? I simply earn demerit. But I don't acquire merit if it is not performed. I prohibited myself. Let me follow the social rules, the family rules, which are very clear to me. I don't get any merit. But if I do it, I earn demerit. Are you understanding these 2 points? Very important. So it means my ego builds up. I have taken care of you for the last 20 years. Don't you see that? I paid you this. I always loved you. You always hated me. This relationship doesn't work. It will never work. Are you understanding? Prescribed and prohibited, voluntary and involuntary karma. I'll take another minute and then say, now what is the secret? One secret. Understand the principle of Shreyas. What is Shreyas? Ask your mind and intellect to find out what is Shreyas in performing this karma. What do you mean by Shreyas? What is right and good? What is right and good? How to explain it? That right and good is all pervading, one common element. That is my true nature. It is the pure consciousness. Let me refer to the pure consciousness. What is the best thing? How to respond or perform a mental action if one is crazy after me. I use many tips and tricks. You have done something wrong. I don't respond. If other insist it again, I say, okay, you are right. Until she calms down, then I sit and see that this is what I thought I should have done and I have done. Shreyas and prayers behind any activity. Prayers behind any activity. What is prayers? What I like and what is pleasant for me. That accumulates a lot of impressions, negative impressions in my life. So, Ashok sir, do your job to your honey. Don't worry what she is doing. She is also my student, so I can say that. Do your best to your son as you can. Don't expect any merit. But if you don't do it, you will earn demerit. It will cause you the stress. Are you understanding? Follow one thumb rule. Shreyas and the prayers. What is right and good? What it is reference? One example I can give you, and then we will start the meditation journey. My master received a couple and they were blaming and complaining against each other. My master said to the wife, who was more intelligent than the husband, he whispered, and he asked me also to listen. That gave me a big lesson. You see that your husband always gets upset and becomes angry. He told the wife that you seem to be more intelligent. So how you have to accept his anger? As if you are given an opportunity by the God to increase the level of your tolerance, kindness and humility. I told the same thing to one wife in New Jersey. She said, "What do you mean? Are you letting me down? I'm a great advocate of women live." I said, "Go ahead, continue." So after a few years, they divorced. It has nothing to do with my ego. Are you understanding that one? Are you getting it? In every point, every action, either in relationship or in business or voluntary, involuntary, I follow the path of the Shreyas. You follow the path of the Shreyas, your mind will be empty and you can easily succeed into meditation. Close your eyes and let us start the journey of meditation. That completes the second step. We'll take up the third step next week. Eyes are closed. Eyes are closed. Another point of doing the karma. Are you doing the karma for self-fulfillment or desire fulfillment? How to know it? Move the mind inside, facing, within. Body is steady. I'm adding now in every week I'm going to add one or the other principles of Eastern wisdom to help your mind and intellect to be clear. This week, constantly ask your intellect and be clear. Are you doing it for self-fulfillment? If you are doing it for self-fulfillment, you are doing it, your focus is on the karma, and you don't do it with your ego. Desire fulfillment, both the factor comes. Looking inside. What you are looking inside the forehead. Good. You are looking inside the forehead. Body is steady. Where you are looking inside the forehead? In the space. In the space. In the stage 1, steadiness in the body and the mind is facing within. And in the stage 1, we go to the next stage, being comfortable. Just check it. Can you be comfortable in an easy, natural manner? We understood last week. Being comfortable, looking at the neck joint, feeling the sensation, being comfortable, and steadiness. So I use the 3 words, and it should go very deep inside your intellect and mind. The moment it goes, your mind rises above the senses and the body. Move the mind on the shoulder joints, feel the sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. You are moving casually and naturally. For a moment, we'll translate all the principles into the practice. Are you doing some action through the mind onto the body? No. We are performing a mental action. See that? Mind on the mind. Again, understand. Why we are doing it? It belongs to the Shreyas. The karma is action is free from the past impression, motivation, or ego. Move the mind on the shoulder joints, be there, feel the presence, and experience sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. When you are at the sea beach, looking at the ocean, too far, and the mind says, what a beautiful sea. Can you compare that? You don't create any ego or desire for the fruit of that action. That is what is being comfortable. Move the mind from the top of the head to the toes, looking at all the joints, feeling the sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. In the stage 1, we go to the 3rd point, being carefree. Only when the intellect is 100% clear. Those who are attending my Saturday session, I discuss about another book is Manisha. My intellect is pure, simple, clear conviction what is right and good. What is right and good? All these thoughts that enters into the mind do not belong to me. They are separate from me. That is the point of my Manisha, my wisdom. And that is the practice, being carefree. So can I be a witness to any thought, every thought, good, bad, high, low, likes, dislikes? I keep it at a bay. How? I explain you. You look into the sky, the birds are flying, but you are aware of the space behind the birds, above the birds. These birds are flying, and after some time they will come down. That is the state of being carefree. We'll move to the stage 2. We'll keep that intact. Gradually, when we move into the higher experiences, we can turn into the higher practice. So you are looking deep inside, we purify the mind. We are looking deep inside the heart in the space and start breathing short and the quick breath from both the nostrils. Playful breath. Now the physical action is coming. That is what I said. That is what I said. Playful action. If you perform breathing playfully, cheerfully, with your awareness deep inside the heart, you will not earn demerit. And also there is no merit. But the result is the purification of the mind. How many people are doing lot of breathing practices every day around the world in the name of the yoga? How many people have changed their mind? See that. So the intent of doing the practice changes completely. That brings the result. My friends, quick, short, cheerful, playful breath. Do you claim, oh, I'm walking into my house? Do you claim any ego? No, the same way you are doing the breath. And now stop this breathing. And we will instantly start the second step of this second stage. Take a deep, silent, slow inhalation. You know that. We don't make a noise. And while breathing out, deep, long, louder, humming sound. Long, deep sound. Continue, my friend. Continue, my friends. Deep, long, silent. Breathing. Breathing. Inhalation is deep. Inhalation is deep. Exhalation is full of humming sound. Deep, silent, slow inhalation, long, deep, louder, humming sound. And stop it. You have to explore. We perform this action of humming also. Later in this week, you have to reflect on whether this karma pertains to voluntary, involuntary, prescribed, prohibited, and follows the shreyas or the prayers. You'll get a deeper insight. Now we'll move to the stage 3. Let us follow a very simple and easier way. Move the mind on the head and the neck. Allow the mind to touch every cell of the head and the neck. What it means? Consciously touching. You're aware, fully aware of the head and the neck. And experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Right arm, only awareness is there, feeling. The mind is moving on the right arm as if the mind is touching every cell of the right arm, from the shoulder to the fingertips. And experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. How simple it is. Move the mind on the left arm. From the shoulder to the fingertips. So what is the point of karma here? Consciously touching. And leads to an experience of sensation, relaxation, stillness. Chest in the belly, in the front, and the spine in the back. The mind moves on the middle portion of the body. It is looking mentally, touching every cell, and you experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Move the mind on the right leg. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Left leg, sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Now what happens when the mind follows shreyas? The mind is not waiting how long it has to be in the body. It moves on a conscious experience of sensation, relaxation, and stillness. That happens to a seeker. If I say that only happens to a seeker, it is a better statement. And I have already explained what it means by a seeker in the beginning. Now, in that state of sensation, relaxation, and stillness in the entire body, look inside. The mind is looking within, living within. And what we do? Simple. The breath goes in, mind drops Om. Om is symbol of unmanifest pure consciousness. So we engage and educate the mind. The moment the breath goes in, just drop Om and become aware of the crown of the head in this space. When the breath comes out, Shanti, looking inside the heart. Mentally, no movement of the lips or the tongue. Shanti. Shanti. So, we are using the mantra Om, which is a symbol of pure, all-pervading one consciousness. Shanti is the manifestation of Om. First it happens in the heart, then it goes down to the body. No change in the rate, in the rhythm of the breath. How do you start Om and how do you start? You feel the sensation inside the nose. When the breath is going in, Om stops. When the breath starts coming out, after a few milliseconds of a gap, you feel the sensation Shanti. In what condition? In the conditions of sensation, relaxation, and stillness in the body. So in the background, those three-pointed awareness is still working. What is the three-pointed awareness? Breath is going in and out, feeling the sensation, and there is no change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. Over all these three-pointed awareness, you are dropping Om Shanti. So what happens? You are empowering the mind to follow the path of the Shreyas, not the prayers. If you leave the mind as it is, mind will say, okay, let me go back into my habit accumulated impressions. Now, drop the mantra, but continue to maintain awareness of the three-pointed awareness of the breath. And that is our stage number 5. in the state of being comfortable, sensation and steadiness, in the experience of sensation, relaxation and stillness, mind is living within. With awareness of the breath, and there are 3 points. No change, sensation, breath is moving in and out. Now, doing nothing, remain as you are. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your Buddha palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside. Know your experiences. We'll share our experiences, bring the hands down. How are you, Lara?
I started out with a little demerit because I had a phone call that I've been waiting for 3 days from a doctor that I had to take. So I tuned in towards the end and was able to tap in and just clear another thing off my task list. So
that's a wonderful explanation. You see that once the knowledge is there, merit, demerit, this karma, that karma. So what happens? Your mind holds on, no, don't go there. He is crazy. No, don't blame. Hold on. So what happens if you are following that path regularly? The time comes, in the intellect, you have a revelation. This is the way this guy, this situation is to be handled and treated. That's another stage in meditation. So, how are you, Stephen?
Good, very good. Very peaceful meditation. A challenging morning. I heard the dog scratching at the front door. I heard the dog barking. I heard people in my backyard. So it was just very easy to just let them go and just stay at peace.
Wonderful.
Complete blankness in the meditation, which was really nice, and I feel really good right now.
So beautiful. You all are becoming a seeker. The seeker never leaves the journey. It doesn't mean that you continue with me for until we live. No. The seeker doesn't leave the journey. He wants more. He remains unsatisfied with what he has discovered until today. Now, can I move into the next step? Can I find that awareness? That is the process, Jerry, that sometime, okay, if meditative state transcends the sleep, let me see. So it becomes an opportunity for you not to sleep the whole night and live into that state. It doesn't become a problem. A lot of things. How are you, Sangeeta?
सर आज एक्चुअली थोड़ा प्रेयर्स के पास पे थी मैं, तो आपने जो टॉपिक लिया उसमें मेरे थोड़ी आंखें अच्छे से खुल गई, तो श्रेयस ही करना है हमें.
Shreyas hi karna. Yeah. What she is saying that today, her eyes and the mind opened. She has to follow the path of the Shreyas, not the prayers. And I can tell you, my friends, the moment that knowledge is very clear in the intellect, and you are in a situation, you become instantly aware. So instead of being upset, the smile comes. Okay, I know how to deal with it. It's okay. You see that? So your action is refined, redefined. How are you, Ashok? I have muted the icon of even Terry. So yes, Ashok ji.
Sir, it was more peaceful and progressive today. And
Very good.
it's an eye opener. I mean, which you told us. So it is an eye opener for the situation in which we are facing. Thank you.
I know his entire family, his son, his wife. He asked me to see the girl with whom he got married. So I know the entire situation. That's very good. So don't accrue demerit. Do whatever you can do and finish and stop this. Done. But in many actions you have no merit. But the ego will say, why I'm not getting him married? We challenge the son, how dare you say, I gave you the birth? And the son says, I also gave you the birth. Stephen, think of it. If the son is 16 years old or daughter is 16 years old, it means the father is also 16 years old. Before that, he was not a father. No merit. But if you don't do, you have a demerit. That is important to understand. So find out the merit and demerit. And you see that the life becomes a play and effect. Oh, this is one example, son and the parents. How are you, Terry? You can speak, no worries.
I'm good. It was very even. Like I didn't have anything, nothing dramatic happened, but I just was the same the whole way through. And a lot of distractions, but they didn't really bother me. We had the phone ringing and the helicopters outside coming very close. And it just, a couple of times I lost awareness that I was meditating,
Yeah,
but I didn't fall asleep.
you
Then
didn't
I would
fall
all of a
this.
sudden remember.
I appreciate you and Stephen. At least your mind is not at all affected by the outer disturbances. You see, I will take up for someday that topic, object sense organs. So we say leave the object, come to sense organs. What is behind the sense organ? The mind. Leave the sense organs, come to the mind. Introduce yourself to the mind. Hey mind, why are you going outside? Be here. So now here is the mind, and behind the mind is myself. Leave the mind, you reach to the self. How are you, Jerry and David?
Hi, that was a very peaceful meditation. And I'm looking forward to applying the principles this week. So really focusing on those principles that you spoke of today. Reflecting.
Wonderful, Jerry. Commit yourself, you apply, and once you start applying, you will experience your body becomes so light. There is no fatigue, there is no tiredness. And the master answers why it happens. I'm not answering now, but you will see the mind has no crazy thoughts. It is not wandering. The moment the mind hears meditate and says, okay, done. That nature comes to the mind. So how are you, David?
So for me, it was very, very peaceful. I was floating for quite a while, and I just felt this beam of light from my body through to the sky or wherever up above. So I just felt like one with this thing coming down. It was really kind of fun. So
you all are becoming a seeker. See, David, you know how much you are progressing and evolving. You know, you see that? And you see that normally we relate these experiences with the nyasa, where I give the instructions to move the mind inside the right arm with a deep, silent and slow breath. We did not do it, and still you have the same experience. Just see that. That points me, that's how the teacher understands. That whether we skip one step or we skip two steps, you still have the same experience. So that is all for today. Thank you very much. Sorry for inconvenience. We continue to work. Maybe I